We're here with Shaad The Beast. Shout out. Part of the SpaceGoonz.
SpaceGoonz.
Yeah.
Goonz with a Z.
With the Z. Make sure it's with the Z. So tell me, we were talking about Villain Fest. Talk to me about what you have been up to as well as the Goons have been up to this past, like y'all been on a run of shows, yeah?
On a run of shows. Performing is a lot of what we do. And that's kind of where we got most of our emotion at. It started with us doing group performances at Underground Voices. And then when people started calling us to do shows, we usually didn't turn them down. If we had the time to do them, we all got together to do them. And I hardly missed any of them. But live performances, we're in the live music capital of the world. People love live music. So live performances is what they were loving. So that's what we kept giving them. So we have music and we just kept making music and performing, making music and performing. But we haven't really dropped a lot of this music. So in the background behind that, we're still trying to get all of that tied together and fine tuned so we can actually put it out into the world and people can listen to it and not have to watch us perform it all the time because not everybody can make it to the shows.
I got you. I got you. What was prior to Villain Fest? What was the last show you did?
Uh, mm, as the Goons, I want to say Empire, the 23rd of October. And then my last show was October 31st on Halloween at Rapacalypse at Vaquero Taquero.
What was that Empire show like?
Amazing. Phenomenal.
Who were y'all opening for someone or?
We opened for Norman Bass, Southside Hippie, I can't remember the other. Southside Hippie and Rap Hippie. And but the whole night was phenomenal. The whole lineup was phenomenal. Everybody on there went hard, bro. And then Tej, I'm trying to remember everybody that was on there. I know I'm gonna forget one name at least. And I apologize for forgetting that name. It was been a lot going on since then, but it was a great night, man. And we went on. I think we went on second. I usually network before and try to catch a couple songs of whoever's before us, 1 to 2, 3 songs if I can, but I like to network. I like to talk to people. I like to see who's here, see how they're doing. This is the community. I love being part of this community, so I like to see how people are doing. But our set was amazing, man. Like nothing short. I was speechless, and it was right before I left for a funeral for my grandfather's funeral. So it was like I needed that, like, and it was everything that I needed that night. Everything. I took that with me, and I'm still smiling about that night, bro. That night was so amazing. It was our first time at the Empire, and it went very well. I feel like.
How do you know when you're done with the set? Like, oh shit, we nailed that. Do you just have that feeling?
It's just a feeling, bro. It's just a feeling, and then I can judge. I can pretty much gauge off of the crowd, man. And we had a filled room, and it was probably one of our best shows.
Give me a. Do you remember what the rundown of that show was?
As far as
Like what songs y'all did, or like what are some highlights from that show?
we did Hilt, which is out on all platforms. Hilt. And Open Season, which is one of my favorite songs to perform with with Blaze and Jazz. And then they did Woke Up with Star and Born and Guru, which is that's probably the hardest song that hit on that showcase right now. Like that song has so much energy and everybody's verse is so intricate and hard hitting, bro. Like that song probably was the hardest hitting song on the whole set, if I had to say. Jazz and Wit have a song out. They don't have it out yet, but they have a new song called Concussed. And I've never heard jazz rap like that. So when I heard that was my first time hearing jazz perform that song. And bro, I was oh no, that's not my first time. That was probably my second time. But that I've never heard him rap like that. I'm still impressed by that song, bro. It's hard too. So a lot of the times when I hear new songs, sometimes we don't get the new songs before the set. So they'll pop out with a new song and we're actually hearing it like the same time the people in the crowd are hearing it. So we're getting like some of us are getting the same reaction. We're on stage like, yo, what's going on right now? That's how I heard In the City. And I mean, you've been in some of the crowds, bro, but In the City, one of my favorite songs, hands down. Cause about to be one of my favorite songs. I can't wait to get that one. Woke Up, one of my favorite songs.
Hell yeah.
And they're not even my song. I'm not even on these, but man, those songs are so great. I love the Goons, bro. My brothers.
Yeah, yeah. You talk about live performances kind of being the backbone of what y'all do.
Right.
Y- Y'all meet watching each other perform live, or how did that come to be?
We did all meet watching each other perform live. Well, most of us met watching each other perform live, and all of that happened mostly at uh, the Volstead Lounge with Underground Voices at that open mic. And I think Guru and Star already knew each other. And they brought Blaze. I don't know where I'm not sure where they met Blaze. I think they met Blaze working somewhere at ACL, I think. They were working at ACL live together. And I guess they all just kind of rapped. But then I met them at the Volstead Lounge, and I was the fifth member. They had Skunk already. And then Gold made the Volstead Lounge, and then Born right after that, the Volstead Lounge. And then Wit was hanging out with Born, but they ended up bringing Wit to the Volstead Lounge. And Wit really wasn't a performer at the time per se. He didn't really get pop out and perform, but he was making beats. And then we all ended up at Wit's, and the boy popped out the Volstead Lounge and becomes number 10, bro. And it's like, and once we all locked in, and we rehearse randomly sometimes. Some of us hang out more than others, so it's like three or four of us hanging out there. And at those times, a lot of those times, we listen to music, and a lot of that time, it's music that we have with each other, or music that we just got from the other goons, or so I can kind of consider that somewhat along the lines of rehearsing. But the chemistry that we have, it's all just the camaraderie and the brotherhood that we have. Really, it just works well because we all love each other that much. I feel like the energy's there when we're on stage, and you can feel that. I feel like I feel that when I'm on stage, and that's what I take with me every time after every show.
Was that an immediate bond? Like you said you were the fifth member. Did it take you some time to
I was I,
build that bond or
I was number 6 because
okay.
they had Skunk and Guru were 1 and 2, I think, I believe, and then Star, and then Blaze, and Nico. I forget about Jazz, but I always forget about him because not no disrespect to him, but he didn't pop out a lot when we first started. I saw him I think one time, and then when I joined, it was those five, but only Star, Guru, and Blaze. It was the only ones I saw all the time. And before I joined them, it wasn't like they just saw me at the Underground Voices. They would see me over here. They would see me over here, and they'd be like, "Damn, you're over here too." But they'd see me over here, and "Damn, you're over here." And then eventually it was like, "Hey, yo, you want to go to the studio?" And I was like, "Yeah, well," and we made one song, and then we made that song till 4 or 5 a.m. And I got up and went to work, and then the next night they're calling me again to go into the same studio. And I was like, "Man, I don't know." And then hummed and hawed about it, and then finally got out of bed and went, and then we made Hilt. And then when we performed Hilt I felt was like the turning point, like that. When we started performing that, it was like this is where things start giving motion. I feel like so for me, that was like my Lord. 'Cause I almost didn't go.
You almost didn't go to that
I
focal point?
almost didn't go to that whole session. I almost probably. I mean, I could have not even been on that song at all.
So
But
what's the story behind that?
like why I
Yeah,
almost
why
didn't make.
why you almost didn't make
Oh,
it?
because I was at the studio with them till 4 or 5 in the morning that the night before, the morning before, and then got up and went to work at 7 a.m., be at work by 8, and then work till 4 or 5 in that evening. And then I went home and I was like, I'm showering and going to bed. So there was no studio session planned. It was like spur of the moment thing. And I was tired, bro. I was wore out. I was in bed when they hit me up, and I was like, yeah, maybe. And I was like, so I threw everything. I was just starting getting dressed. Like, yeah, I'm going. I'm gonna do this. I love this. This is why I do this because I love it. It was kind of like I don't know why. I'm trying to stop myself. I love it, so why hold back?
Oh
Go
yeah.
all in.
Oh yeah. Uh, is that bond that you feel with them strengthened when y'all are in the studio? Like the amount of time that y'all are putting in together, have you felt that bond grow, or is it always been like day one, A1, we are like brothers?
It's definitely grown, and it's not just grown like as a whole. I've grown like individually to love them individually, bro. Like as individuals, not just as the goons. And like it didn't start like that. It started as like it was just all right. I love all y'all, bro. We cool, we cool, we cool. But then as I got to know them one by one, who they are individually, it was like, man, you my dog, man. Like and I respect all of them, and I 10 toes, ten. I say 10 goons deep instead of 10 toes deep because I all 10 of them. I believe in all 10 of them. Even if Skunk doesn't pop out and do things, bro, I still believe in him. I still want him to do his thing, and I will still accept him right as soon as he came. I accept him right on.
Yeah.
And Gold Maze is in Dallas right now, but I mean he has to do his thing. We all understand that, so we just respect it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What's your background prior to the Goons?
Solo, just Shot the Beast performing. I performed solo for a long time. I have people that I worked with over the years. 3 years before this, I was in Montana working with uh, a networking like hip hop organization called Illest Illuminati, or Illest Alumni Records, made by a dude named Illest Illuminati and another guy named Overtime up in like Montana. And Montana has a crazy rap scene. It was very unexpected to me. I just kind of went up there after meeting a girl and was wanted a change in my life after splitting up with my wife. So I was like, "Psh, gone," and it was really more than I expected. And that was really where my performing journey started taking off. Like I was making music for a long time, but I wasn't really performing any of it. I was just making it, and I really was barely even putting it out. I was performing it at parties, showing people at home or whatever, around town or whatever I was doing. I wasn't really doing much with it. But in 2018, when I moved to Montana, and from 2018 to 2021, while I was there, I just performed as much as I could, as much as I could.
Was there I guess a pivotal moment where you're like, I need to start taking this seriously?
When I got back here, when I got back here and started my sobriety journey, and I started writing more, I started journaling, and I had journaled in years, but I started journaling, and then I started my writing with my music, and I noticed that the longer I went on, the better it got, and it was like I already know I'm good at this, but like if I really put it 100% to it and quit holding myself back, I'm amazing, bro, phenomenal, and it's only getting better. And I feel that in my soul, like it is getting better. It's gotten better from that day one when I decided, look, I'm not gonna drink no more. I'm not gonna do nothing else. Just gonna keep focusing on this. I mean, 7 a.m. on the bus, like try to make this interview, get to the show tonight. I gotta leave here. Hope I can catch a ride with somebody, maybe. But if I gotta catch the bus, I'm gonna make it happen. The pivotal moment was that day that I decided to quit drinking and take this shit seriously because I knew this is what I wanted to do. This was my passion. I love it this much.
Was that an internal decision, or was there any external motivating factors that was like, yo, I fucked this thing up because of what I've been doing?
Life, bro, like a lot of external factors, just my entire life leading up to that point, like where I could be now if I would have made that decision years ago. And somebody even said something to me, and it sticks with me better now today than it does when he told me at the time, because I was at a show, messed up, crossfaded, fucked off, being obnoxious, wouldn't get off the stage after my set, I kept freestyling. I didn't even really know what was going on, but after the next morning, we're all hanging out before he leaves town, and I apologized to him. He says, "You know what, man? How bad do you really want it?" And that shit didn't stick with me when he said it, but when I quit drinking and I was journaling and I journaled about that moment and I wrote that down. How bad do you really want it? And that sticks with me better now than it did then. And I wanted that bad, bro. And it's not about being like a big or making billions of dollars off of this. I want to live my life like this because this is what I love to do. This is my passion. I shouldn't have to fucking bullshit around with an 8 to 5 when I fucking am good at what I do. Not just making the music, but going out there and performing it. I'm tired of hearing like, bro, you're a performer. You got stage presence, you got this, you got that, and it not being my job. Like, I should be a performer. That should be resume. Hip hop artist, performer, and musician, and all those things. I should be able to do that for my life and pay my fucking bills.
Nah, yeah, nah, I agree with that shit. I watch y'all perform, I see what y'all do on stage, and I was telling our director Jeremiah before this, like, I feel like y'all are on a precipice, not just as a group, but as individuals as well, of really kicking a door in and finding that avenue for y'all to be able to be performers full time. And yeah, I see that dedication. I see that passion every time y'all are on stage, which is why I was like, yo, I need to keep talking to these motherfuckers. Like they got stories to tell and they tell them in ways that are authentic. And that's I don't know if you feel the same way, but for me, that authenticity in music is getting drowned out by the algorithms. You know what I
I
mean?
do know what you mean.
And is that something that ever like frustrates you at all?
It does, bro. It does. It used to more so when I was younger and would listen to some of that nonsense. Like, how the hell? Like, cause I listen to mine. And even people would tell me that, like, how the hell are you not making it? It's like, and for a long time, sometimes I mean, I can logically blame it on myself for a little bit, for some of it, but some of it's like the industry is fucked off, man. Like, they don't want to listen to that. A lot of people don't want to listen to it, but there's a large amount of people that do want to. Like, you want to listen to it. This city wants to listen to it. This whole city wants to listen to it, and they've proven it time and time again coming to these shows. I feel like a full-time performer. Shit, and I'm like, man,
I mean, I feel like yeah, you kind of
that's
are,
a proof
right?
I'm a full-time performer. Shit. I mean, it's been a hectic week, man. It's been like work. Like I shot the music. Me and Ryan Duff shot the music for Marathon this week too, and that was fun. But that was like the same thing, bro. Like, left from work, and then I was trying to get off work early so I could catch the bus and save money, but Uber, Uber. So man, it's still like that, and then go back to work. That and then go back to work. It's like I'm a full time artist and a full time employee in the HVAC industry. Is crazy.
And I feel like that working class artist story is
A lot of people.
it's a lot of people.
It's a lot of
It's a
people,
lot of
bro.
people, and you look at the current state of the industry, as you said, and it's like it's a disproportionate amount of non-working class people who are being elevated right now versus people who are working HVAC 8 to 5 and then going to shoot a music video and
It's
then
like,
going to perform live. Like it's a lot of like influencer bullshit and it's a lot of oh my dad is the head of this hedge fund and so I'm gonna and it's like how do we counteract that shit And I wish I had the solutions. This is part of that, right? Like trying to build these platforms for these working class artists to speak their mind and say what they want to say.
I feel like there's definitely a shift coming. I just, I mean, a lot of observing, but you can see like a lot of things going on in the entertainment industry right now. There's definitely a big shift about to happen, and with everything we got going on, the energy that's happening here in the city, bro, I feel like something's about to happen with this whole city and us being involved in that entertainment industry somehow. And if that don't get us in the door, man, I don't know what will.
What gives you, I feel the same way that there's that
Like
shift coming.
I just feel like there's a lot of shady stuff that's being brought to light right now in the entertainment industry, and a lot of it's gonna be brought down. If it doesn't come crashing down, then something is wrong with us, apparently, obviously, but we gotta change something. Shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I yeah. Speaking of, like, how you feeling about the election results, man?
Man, I don't really like to talk on politics, but I mean,
But that, I mean,
we got to stick together, is all I know.
yeah.
As we can't fucking divide. That's what they've been trying to do the whole time. And then we get divided every time we have one of these fucking things, bro. But at some point, there's going to be something big that's going to happen and it'll bring us back together. And that's the sad part, is that it has to be that is what has to happen to bring us back together because we got separated over a fucking election. And that's the sad part. But I think we'll be all right, man. Fucking stick together, man. And if not, we're gonna be fucked. Oh, I'm sorry.
Nah, go ahead.
My bad.
Uh, do you think, in my opinion, like, all art is political? Like, even if you don't want your art to be political, just the act of making art itself is
True.
is
Yeah.
politics. You know what I mean? Um, do you feel that way about your art a little bit?
Sometimes, yeah, definitely. I do take a stand on.
I mean, shit, you have a song about sobriety, and I feel
Yeah,
like
I
even
do
that
take.
is like that's a social stance, but a social
It's
stance is
definitely political, bro.
yeah,
Like I do take a stand on things. I take a stand on sobriety and mental health. Mental health is so far in the backfield, bro. It's under the rug, man. It's like we need to bring that to the forefront a lot better because there's people with mental health issues in the office and they probably shouldn't be there. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But
yeah. We talk about mental health all the time, but it's like it's on lip service. It kind of feels like,
that's it.
right?
Yeah. I mean, and then it's so hard to get mental health services, bro. They make it so difficult for you to get services. It's like that person's really having issues and he can't get any services for that. So now he can't keep a job. So now he can't keep a home, can't have a family. They end up homeless on the streets. And now we're not taking care of these people. They're just
Yeah,
on the street, bro.
yeah. That's I mean, shit. Driving up here, like that's you see it everywhere. You see it
Everywhere.
everywhere, and the blame gets passed on to the individual, and it's like a lot of things had to fail for that to happen.
We're failing as a race, not even as a nation, just
A human
as a
race.
planet,
Yeah.
we are failing,
Yeah.
and it's sad to say that. But I mean, we do have a lot of good here, man. There's people trying, man. We're out here trying to change the world.
Yeah. And you got your little pocket that you're trying to shape and change. And I mean, yeah, you are definitely shaping and changing the the people in your gravity in your orbit in y'all's orbit. Not just yours as an individual, obviously, but as when you got 10 people who are all kind of pulling in the same direction, even if they don't have the same exact belief systems or same exact, you know, views on politics or life or whatever, the fact that it's all trying to be positive and all trying to speak on authentic real things,
Right.
you know,
I feel like a lot of like the molding that happens around me has a lot to do with me like molding myself into a better individual as a better human being. And I think it's just like observing people that are seeing that and feeling that energy. and that's helping mold. And I mean, I do have my where I try to give people advice, or if they ask me about something, try to give them good advice with what I hope is good advice. I try to give the best advice that I can if a person asks me about something, and generally towards something positive. But that may help mold. But I think molding myself into a better person is what does most of it these days right now.
Yeah, and I think that's where it all starts. It starts internally. Before you can fix the external, you have to fix the internal, and honestly, at least from what I see and experience personally, like as I improve my internal sense of self, I start noticing that the external starts changing at the same time without me having to pay a whole lot of attention to it. You kind of experience the same thing.
Yes, man. I just with as much as I've changed over the past 3 years, I'd like observing is a lot of what I've been like quiet and open ears, pay attention, just watch. So I see a lot now, and sometimes I feel crazy, but see a lot more than just the normal type of shit. I feel like it's like, okay, that was definitely some sort of sign, and it usually plays out, and it's like, all right, if you just believe and pay attention and observe, you can see the universe, and it will play out in your favor if you're doing right, man.
I agree 100%. And like I get that sense of like, man, am I crazy? Or am I just finally seeing some
I'm
things?
finally seeing some things. I'm finally paying attention.
To some things,
I'm
exactly.
finally
Exactly.
observing.
I you ever like simulation theory, and I was watching this is a little segue, uh TikToks on physics, like astrophysicists, quantum physicists talking about the state of reality, right? And they were trying to explain the, and I'm probably gonna butcher this. I'm not a physicist, but they're trying to explain like the quantum state and like quantum dynamics. And they said they've observed what looks like two particles, identical particles, where there should be one, and they are extreme distances apart. But when one particle does something, the other one does it at the same time. And for that to happen, the information would have to be transferred faster than the speed of light because it's
Hmm.
instantaneous. But that obviously can't happen. Like nothing can be faster than the speed of
Right.
light. So this physicist, and I can't remember his name, so I'm not even going to try to bring it up. He said that what we are actually seeing, he said, picture an aquarium. And in this aquarium, you have a goldfish. And you have two cameras looking at this goldfish, one from the front, one from the side. Now, picture you are seeing the feed from the cameras, but you don't know what a camera is. You don't know what a aquarium is. You are just seeing the feed, so you're not aware of these things. If you're looking at the feed from two cameras from two different angles, it looks like two different goldfish, but it's still just one. And so when that one goldfish moves, it looks like two goldfish moving at the same time.
Mm.
And so what he's saying is we're still looking at one particle when we see these two particles
Moving at the same time.
moving at the same time. We just lack the ability to understand
The
what,
camera in the
what
aquarium.
exactly.
Where's this camera in this
Yeah,
aquarium at?
exactly. Exactly.
Damn, man.
Yeah.
It's
Um,
interesting.
so it's even little things like that, like, oh, we're all connected. It's all connected at this whatever that quantum state is. Like we are all connected. So every action I take affects everything, and it might be in minuscule levels that I can't even realize, but eventually they start.
I mean, bro, we're so connected. I believe that thoroughly. It's like you feel people's energies when you're in a room sometimes, like especially large crowds. I feel like you can feel energies for sure because you could be like just focus on paying attention to like observing what your energy is before you leave your home to go to a large crowded event, and then see how it changes like as soon as you get there, immediately walking into a room filled with people. Like sometimes I walk into a room that's like I immediately feel like I don't want to be there, and this sometimes it's not me. It's like I was having the best day, and as soon as I got here, it was like, damn, this room feels
Yeah.
wow,
Yeah. And vice versa, right?
and
Like,
vice versa, bro.
yeah.
If it's like real, it's like, man, this is a happy place to be. It's like, wow, I want to be here.
Yeah.
I
You
try to like keep my energy where it's like I can feel this energy, but I have to keep my energy where it's at. And that's what I try to do, like to try to keep it because I want to be on stage and do my thing and still have my energy where I'm at. I don't want to be.
do you ever sense a shift in the energy after you perform? Like where something might be like low key or maybe a little dead or maybe a little heavy and then you perform where the goons perform and it's like, oh shit, now the you ever feel that?
I always feel the shifts, bro, and the energy after performance. I love that's probably one of my favorite parts too. And then just sometimes when I even just being around people and just spitting a verse, and it's like, look, I got this crazy verse, and it'll be sometimes they're like the craziest verse, and it's like I can feel the shift in their energy, and it's like, oh shit, I didn't, damn. It was like, damn, that was crazy, and it's like, damn, thank you for I always appreciate appreciation, reciprocation, reciprocate. So it's like you can feel that energy, man. When people feel your energy, you can feel their energy. We connected, like you say, like, and I observe it better now, a lot more now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Are there outside of the goons or even let's say within the goons, are there certain people like I know y'all all brothers, but you said, some people hang with each other a little more than others, or
Mm.
you'll have songs with each other a little more often. Are there certain goons where you're like, nah, our energies definitely match, you know, more often than some of the other goons? Are there any people outside the goons where like, nah, our energies like click together a little better than how I feel some people do?
With the goons, they're like all of my energy clicks with all of them. My probably the strongest with Star and Born and Guru and Blaze and Gold Maze. If Gold Maze was here, our energy clicks, bro. Like we click. Um, Outside the goons, brothers, my energy. I can't really say like there's not a lot of people because there's a lot of people. Like I like being in the community and my energy clicks with a lot of people, and that's why I stay out. That's why I'm always out, bro. 'Cause I'd rather be out clicking my energy with people and see what they're doing or changing their energy into something more positive or something more bright if it's down, if it's dark, and yeah, bro. Ryan Dove's one of my favorite people, bro. If my energy's down and Ryan Dove's there, I can almost guarantee Ryan Dove's gonna bring my energy up, man. The goons, I call the goons if I'm down, I'm having a bad day, or because I quit taking my medications last year in October. I started. I was taking three, and I quit taking them one at a time. And I quit taking one. A few months later, quit taking the other one. A few months later, quit taking the other one. And when I quit taking the last one, I was struggling because it was a depression medication. So I would call the goons. What are y'all doing? Come meet me here. Come meet me here. Come to the crib. And they would show up, or I would show up somewhere, and we'd all, not all, but like three or four of them pull up, hang out with me. And then all that process of that too, like my grandfather had an accident and ended up in the hospital, and then he was in the hospital for 4 months, and then he passed away. And like I was going through this, it was like the goons are always there for me, bro. And I couldn't get home because I don't have a vehicle and I live in Corpus, so I couldn't get or not don't live in Corpus. The family's from Corpus, so I couldn't get home to like be with the family all the time. So I had the goons, man. And then they were always there for me.
Shit. Yeah. I mean, that's heavy. And I feel we all need that and we all kind of lack that, I think, that support structure, especially outside of family. Um, and for y'all to be able to cultivate that, that's dope. That's amazing, and I wish everyone had that sense of community. I wish we could just live in a world where we could do that with strangers. You know what I mean? Like, hey,
I mean, it's almost in a world where we can do that with complete strangers because all of these dudes were complete strangers to me before I met them. You know, I
yeah,
had no idea
exactly,
of them, you know?
exactly. That's
And they will pull up to my house and stay there till 4 in the morning with me because I'm struggling, and come back the next day if they need to, you know. And it's not just like I see the SpaceGoonz, right? But I see these other groups too. They're not just cliques, bro. They're families. They take care of each other. They get each other to work. They feed each other food. If they help each other get meals on, you know, I see that. And them people had to be complete strangers at one point. You know, they were just
yeah,
artists trying to make it at one point. Now they're all, I mean, they're artists that collectively wanted to make art together, but we've all become family. I mean, I don't know
nah,
how they became families, but
but that
the
yeah,
Goonz, we've all become
yeah,
family.
nah, I
Yeah, no, that don't assume.
Yeah, we all know what grabba is here.
I don't know what a grab is.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah, just don't assume.
It's a big ass leaf of tobacco.
Okay, okay.
Only rightfully assume.
I did assume.
How we looking, director?
Good.
All right.
Also,
We good to go? All right.
I'm God. Instead,
So hell yeah,
Instead of
here with some of the goons. Not how many goons are there? How many?
10 of us.
10 goons. 10
yes, sir.
goons.
10 of them things.
Squad.
Damn. Are y'all looking to add any more? Looking to go to what?
Yeah,
a dozen, 20?
We got
We
two
gonna-
managers.
We're gonna start an army.
So I mean, that's where
It's gonna be an army.
I think it kind of needs to be. I think it kind of needs
It's
to
a little
be.
small model right now.
Right now, we just
We'll
a
keep it on the
squad.
low. We'll keep those.
I mean, that's how you start an
conversations.
invasion, right?
Yeah, we just like a slight platoon right now. You know,
A little battalion.
a little
A little
battalion.
cavalry.
You dig? You dig?
Hell yeah. I was talking with Shaad, kind of getting a little, I guess more personal, getting a little more introspective, seeing where y'all are at. But now that we got all of y'all here, I want to talk a little more about, I guess, the origins of the goons.
Hell yeah.
You know,
We got two dudes to talk about. The
Yeah, and
origin story. That's the
exactly.
origin
Yeah,
story
that was
right
my
here.
idea in having y'all come out here. So who can give me a little rundown of how this all started?
Sure. Let the captain take that one.
Alrighty then.
Captain,
So this is
captain of the ship.
That's number
Guru
one.
Kozy, captain of the ship,
Kozy one
creator of the SpaceGoonz. Yeah. But the way that we kind of just started, it was all off of a dream. Being a kid and whatnot in California at the time, 29 Palms. I was in high school and we had this little group called BNG at the time. Shout out my
Shout out
niggas.
BNG.
Shout out BNG for real. We still going. But we had this group called BNG and shit. But when I left from Cali and whatnot, I had to kind of do my own thing. So I started trying to make a way, and I decided to sit with it and really just like figure out what I wanted to make out of a group or like a rap group or a collective or whatever. And I was like, what sounds cool? Like what sounds like attractive to like all the masses? Doesn't matter if it's hood, black, white, whatever. And I was just sitting like, people love space and people love to be cool. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I came up with the name, which is yeah, trying to be a cool ass kid at 17. And then
Shit.
I guess the deeper lore of like my choice to start the group started back when me and this guy were in Florida. We met when we were like 12 in an apartment complex, and we've been thugging it since then. We said that we'd be roommates when we got older and grew up and shit. And
Okay.
we did that. But that's kind of how the whole journey started. It was just two niggas being best friends and shit in the backyard. Just goddamn.
We gonna do some shit.
We're
No
about to-
matter how
yeah.
it look. We just gonna do some shit.
We're gonna do some cool ass shit when we grow up. That's
Okay.
that's the decision we always ended up making. But fast forward a little bit. I'm in Tennessee. 18, and I didn't have like no really outlet to get my music to where it needed to be. So I was like, fuck it, I gotta make a way. So I hit this fool up. I was like, yo, let me come stay with you and your mom. And yeah, they were cool with it. So I pulled up to Baltimore. And we started a rap duo. Just SpaceGoonz, me
Real
and him.
shit.
And
That's where my mom was from. Baltimore, Maryland.
see, that's how
crazy.
that's
where
how
my mom is
Shout
from.
out
that's
to
how you know, bro. That's how you know we linked up.
That's how you
the
know.
boy is also from BB.
Yeah.
The boy is also from
Yeah,
Baltimore.
the boy
Yeah,
is also
let's
from
go,
Baltimore.
Shout out
Yeah, my
DMV.
girl from Baltimore. Shout out Kay. It's a lot of love from Baltimore. Shout out
Shout out
MD. Yo.
DMV.
Yeah, shout out MD. Uh, After we linked up in Baltimore, we decided to go to California again and just rap. And we started freestyling with the homies, dropping a couple tracks here and there. I ended up dropping my first little mixtape. I was super proud of it at the time, called Renaissance. Time moves on, and we end up going our separate ways due to financial issues and shit. We had to just like recalibrate. So a couple months go by. I'm figuring it out. I'm bouncing from like California to Tennessee to here in Texas and shit like that. And my homie Skunk hit me from Pflugerville, and he was like, "I don't got nowhere for you to go, nigga." But I got a studio we can make music in. You should pull up here since you already in San Antonio and shit. And I was like, well, life's already looking down from you as is. I might as well move somewhere else. And yeah, I went to Austin. I came here. That was about 3 years ago. I was with my baby mom and my daughter Gaia at the time, my first daughter. And that was a struggle in itself. We stayed in a tent out here, and like I had to thug it all the way into an apartment space and some more shit. But that whole time I never stopped making music. And that's when Skunk kind of came to me and he was like, "Man, I miss what SpaceGoonz was. You know what I'm saying? Like I miss the vibe that we had and shit like that." Because I had met him during my travels and stuff, and he decided to hop on the journey and mix my music. That's how I dropped Renaissance. And I remember we were at the studio one day at Jamal Anderson's studio when he used to work at Spit Shine. Shout out Jamal Anderson.
Shout out J-Mo.
Shout out Jamal.
Shout out Riverside.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out Riverside Records.
Riverside.
Fuck Spit Shine Records.
Oh, shit.
Fuck Russ. I stand on it.
No, man.
But yeah, he was standing out in the back of Spit Shine. He was like, "Bro, I don't care what nobody says. I'm SpaceGoonz for life, forever." And I was like, "Fuck it, we gonna do it then. We finna bring it back."
Make this shit back.
So I hit this nigga, and I was like, "Where you at?" He's like, "I'm at shit."
DC, my mama shit.
Real shit. I was like, "Well, you tired of being at your mama shit?"
Yeah, nigga.
Full up, nigga. I got some shit. And yeah, we ended up meeting the homie Blaze, Nico, Shaad, just like through our travels and doing this little open mic thing and kicking it at the studio long enough to run into each other. And next thing you know, we ended up just making a group because I thought I thought he was with CHHK, College of Hip Hop Knowledge, because like he's always just like around like Avita and like Big Mike and them.
I was always around everywhere, bro.
Yeah, so
It's like I was see me everywhere.
yeah, so I was like, well, shit, they got him, but he dope. But then they did a show and he wasn't on the roster.
Yeah.
And that's when I realized, oh, he's not with them. I was like, hey, bro, you trying to join the group? My nigga was like, hell yeah.
That's what we made Hill, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, he was talking about the story behind Hill. And would you say, like, since you came to Austin, it sounds like you lived a life and a half already. How old are you?
I'm 23.
Yeah, I mean, that's a life. That's a life you've already done lived. And
We still getting there.
yeah, it's still
We still
getting there.
moving. We still got a long
moving.
way to
Still
go,
moving.
man.
Shaking. And
Even at my age, I still got a long way to go. I'm not
Like
like,
shit.
man,
hey, you're always going till you dead. Honestly,
you know what I'm saying?
honestly,
103.
yeah, still grinding, still making music at
I'm
100.
like, hold on, let me just blast little beat out real quick.
No, but once you got to Austin, do you feel like that's when SpaceGoonz kind of went from like a child like dream to like, oh shit, this is
Yeah. It actually didn't kind of impact until after we started doing things. Like some time after we started doing things, it was still kind of like a kid's dream. Like
Yeah.
just hitting open mics and stuff, and like performing for basically just the other artists who were at the show. That's how we started. It was no crowds, nothing. The first show we did was at Buckshot when it was still Buckshots. I don't even know what that shit is now.
I think they moved it.
I think they moved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably just as shitty.
Was that
Just a
just
shitty one.
you and Star and
Yeah.
It was he had I think a 20-minute set.
that was before Blaze joined?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The first shit.
See, that was like before I even knew all of them.
That nigga Nico was working there at the time too. Hilariously.
That was 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild because that's like right when I moved back to
It's like this. It was like December
Texas.
of 2022, I think, or 2021.
2021.
Yeah, December, one of those.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was 21.
and then from there you did Buckshot, and then is that when it was like, oh shit, we're gonna be doing some stuff, or
No.
We chilled out for a minute, or like by chilling out, we had no shows. But then the homie Nico heard from his homie that there was an open mic going on 6th Street, and we're just like, fuck it, we gonna pop out. see what's
Nico
going
heard
on.
from Beanie. Shout out Beanie.
Yeah.
No doubt.
But so we pull up to the open mic and shit. This is like February of 2020. Had to be 2022. So February 2022, we pull up. Me, this nigga Blaze, and we just perform. We just get on that bitch, and we all did relatively good. But that was like the first taste of real. All right, putting energy out and receiving something back, and it was like, all right, I can get used to this shit.
Was that at the Volstead?
Mm-hmm.
That
And we just came back
2023,
every
bro.
single week, like for months, just every single week, and staying there
That was
from
2023,
7 to
'cause I
12,
started
whole
doing that
night,
in May.
just in the crowd, supporting, dancing, doing whatever we could. Like that's really how we got the love in the community. Is just by supporting.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
that's all where that shit came
being
from.
out in the community, putting the energy out, getting the
Putting it out and
energy
getting
back.
back, bro. Reciprocation, man.
And then just
And then eventually,
constantly
like,
evolving.
people just started, like, hearing more about, like, I guess, like, SpaceGoonz doing dumb shit at the Volstead.
Fucking jumping on the fucking
Jumping on the
banister,
railing and
on the
shit,
banister
on the
outside.
banister side and shit. And, yeah.
fucking mosh pits and
It
shit.
was like, yeah, this is some of the craziest shit we've seen
Mosh
in the
pits.
city in a little second. We would start mosh pits at an open mic, which is kind of crazy to think about.
That shit does not happen.
That shit,
And it's not a
It's
rock
not
open mic.
yeah, no,
It's crazy.
Fucking, we doing
Mosh
stand-up
pits
rap.
during hip hop shows is wild,
Yeah, bro.
but it happened.
Yeah, not at our shows no more.
Nah, they
That's just to be expected.
Yeah, we gotta be more professional.
yeah.
Fuck that. I'm trying to rave.
I feel like we just gotta get back to like, I don't know, like hitting these like little shits. I feel like niggas don't want to mosh pit at the bigger shows we do because they're bigger shows.
There's
There's too many like variety of people in that bitch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we need the young.
Not everybody want to mosh
each
pit.
other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we was in the Volstead, everybody was dirty.
Next rock.
Hey man, we was getting lit in that bitch. Bottles were
Everybody's in
broken.
here
People were in
grinding.
Love it. My nigga Aggie left with a scar on his face. Shout out Aggie.
Shout out Aggie. Sketch band.
My first mosh pit ever. Hell yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot of memories.
A lot of memories on that damn stage on 6th Street.
On the Volstead, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
shit.
live.
That's when that shit started to kind of feel a little legit. Was when like people started following us. Like when my Instagram hit like 1,000 something, I was like, all right. I was like, yeah, for sure.
It's crazy. Like we was all happy about like 1,000
Yeah.
followers, and like I look at people with like 4.2 million. I'm like, okay, like 1,200. Man, let's go, son. Your boys VIP in here.
Yeah, that's how that shit feel.
I think the moment for me though that kind of like cemented that we was doing something was after one of the Volstead nights, me, Guru, and Blaze, we're walking back to the car, and I don't even know who's in the car. Just a car goes back, car goes past, and they're just like, Goonz!
Yeah.
And I'm just like, no way did a nigga just
This is
scream
before
my
we
fucking
knew
group
anybody,
name. Like,
bro. We didn't know nobody yet.
you didn't know, like, bro. So it was like such a, all right.
That
Like,
was
niggas
fire.
actually fuck with this shit.
Yeah.
This isn't just we're doing this in my fucking room, smoking weed and eating pizza. Like, nigga, we actually on stage creating an impact. Like, that was the moment.
Yeah, that was definitely
So shout out to whoever was in that
1,000,000%.
truck that night. That
That
fucking
random vehicle.
Bro, that
We love you, random citizen. For real.
no cap.
motherfucking gray SUV rides by,
Hell
bro.
yeah.
Who came up with the when I say space, y'all say Goonz?
That was all me.
That's
But
all you?
I say it was more of like a collective effort over like after I said it the first time, everybody was kind of like, I like that. So like, it's a
I feel
good
like it's a
thing.
given.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
when I say space,
you have to say
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
it's a 2-part word. It's like,
Was that like
It just worked.
pre Volstead stuff or was that post?
That was during. That's kind of like during Volstead, like
trying to rebuild.
trying to figure out the groove. Yeah, yeah.
That's
where
where
everything-
this shit.
That was the
The
last. That was
Volstead
the
was the
workshop.
gym, bro. Like,
Yeah.
we trained in that motherfucker.
That shit was the time chamber.
Bro, God. Like,
Yeah, real.
Every week.
that's kind of where we found our chemistry on stage, too. Like,
Mhm.
how to move around with each other. And
On that
That's a,
little
that's a
last
tight
Volstead.
stage.
Yeah.
yeah, bro.
And
So when we
for
get a
10
big
people to be
stage,
up there.
It's like we don't know how to act
we
when
don't
we
know
get
how
on
to
that
act
big
to get a
bitch.
big ass stage.
Totally.
Get away from me. Let me sit on my room. You got your room over
Yeah,
there.
bro.
Still bumping
Arms
into each
distance,
other.
motherfucker.
Damn.
Nico big ass rip you in half trying to goddamn.
I
turn
always
up.
run into him, bro. No matter what, I cannot avoid that nigga. I swear. I'll just be dancing. You
gonna run into- You gonna run into Nico big ass shoulder or some
No,
shit.
he gonna run
fucking-
into you.
Yeah, like I guess that's something that kind of has intrigued. Like, how do y'all? What are some of the challenges when it's 10 people? Like,
Yeah.
that's a lot of
Organization.
yeah, that's a lot of organization. That's a lot of people management. That's a lot of ego. That's a lot of creativity. Like a lot of different chefs.
Honestly,
in
there's
that
not a lot of
kitchen.
ego in it.
You think that's what helps it
Yeah.
the most is that everyone's kind of just like
Everybody knows what they're here to do. Like we all kind of got the same goal. We trying to blow up. It don't make sense for like one nigga to step on another nigga toes and be on some like hater shit or no shit. I wouldn't let that shit in my group no way. That shit dead. Yeah.
No time. or
So how's
energy
the
for it.
creative collaboration process?
That's just always fun.
Yeah.
It's always interesting. Blaze is normally the nigga who likes to get on all the beats. Like it don't matter.
Everything.
That shit could sound like booty butt cheeks, and he know it. He's still gonna write something to it. He gonna do something.
Hold on, let me get on this.
Let me get on this. Come on, guys, we can make something out of this. I'll be like, no, we can't. You can though. Do it, nigga.
A lot of times it just happens like after events or something, all hanging out. Like, y'all wanna make something? Y'all wanna cook? Or
Mhm.
go to somebody's house? Hey, while we're here, y'all wanna cook?
Motherfucker.
It's like a consistent.
Or like we start freestyling, like somebody will come up with like a crazy hook or some shit and be like, oh, keep that. And then like we go in and do it.
Constant.
We've done that shit a couple times.
It's a real feel the flow type of shit where it's like, if we're making it, like, even when we had like group songs where it's like 6 of us on it, if you make a hook and it sounds better than my hook, there is no arguing.
Yeah.
Like, it's just what sounds better. And we're always gonna pick what
immediately
sounds.
switch it up.
We're always gonna do what sounds better. So it's not like, and a lot of things, or a lot of the times, it's just let's try it. Like,
Now-
we don't know whose idea is gonna be the best until we lay it down and hear it. So let's hear it. If it's good, we'll keep it. If it's not, fuck it.
And I'll say what's interesting is we had the conversation about being connected. Like when it's a lot of us in the room, at times you'll get like not the same bar, but sometimes generally the same like vibe or the same context out of something he said or something I said, and it's almost like, damn, how did y'all damn near write the same exact thing or something
on
he
the same
said or
frequency.
something Blake said? It's like we all connected when we're in there together at the same time. I mean, we're all connected when we're apart, bro. It's like it happens, it clicks, and it just works.
That's real.
What's the last time y'all made a song?
Shit, like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm around, bro. So I made a song with Born like a week ago, maybe. A
Yeah.
little less than a week ago.
Yeah. I've been working on my project, so I've been kind of like slight off the feature tip right now because I'm trying to just like save all my juice.
That's why I quit performing solo, bro. I need to start like I got songs with him, I got songs with him, I got songs with him.
I've been trying to just make shit.
Shout out So.
Because I'm an engineer too, so I just got a bunch of like even my songs and our songs that we have that I just gotta mix. So yeah,
So much work.
taking
that
a break
needs
from
to be
recording
done.
right now to actually get shit done.
Get through the work log.
Real shit, that should be taking
You
time.
got so
time.
much shit in the vault. It's
Yeah,
Full time.
Full time.
It's crazy how much shit we got in the vault.
No days off.
We just gotta get it done. Yeah.
You said you got a project you're working
Yeah.
on right now?
Yeah.
What's any info on that?
It's called For What It's Worth.
Okay.
That's what I'll tell you. It's about coming into understanding oneself and accepting the hardships that come with life, but not being defined by your hardships. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a tone that I pulled necessarily from my own life experience personally. Like everything that I write is just what I went through like last week. So that's gonna be a lot of the project is what I've gone through, what I've learned, and what I'm going through.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah. And Star, what about you? I, it's interesting to me because like I listen to all of y'all's like catalogs, and you have kind of like that, I don't know what to call it, like metal-esque kind of
Yeah.
flair to some of your stuff, and then you also have the conscious flair to some of your stuff.
Yeah.
Like what's the lane you're in right now?
Shit, honestly trying to combine all these things. I'm on a path to being the greatest artist of all time. So to be that, I have to mix the best of all genres because I listen to everything. I don't just listen to rap. I listen to jazz. I listen to electronic music. Shit, I listen to fucking like Japanese music. Like I listen to everything. So I want to be able to combine all these true aspects of myself in a cohesive manner because I don't feel like I have to settle and just mix rap with jazz or rap with rock. Like I can do it all. So might as well just try to mix it all together. But it's hard as fuck.
Yeah, right.
So that's the process of trying to figure it out.
Nah, that's dope. And I was you ever heard of Detroit techno?
No,
Detroit rave techno?
Never.
So did y'all know
Detroit rave techno?
Detroit rave
No,
techno?
that shit sounds crazy, though.
I didn't know Detroit had their own.
No,
Eminem,
no.
Eminem, you know about this?
No.
Eminem,
So here's the thing. Techno started in Detroit.
Mm.
House music, all of that stuff, it started in Detroit.
Yeah.
And then German radio stations started hearing these Detroit, the black community in Detroit was doing it. German radio stations found it, and then it blew up in Europe. And
That's what I was going to say. I always heard that like dubstep and house started in like Europe.
Yeah, they love house
Damn.
music, bro.
but actually the origins are Detroit.
That's
Damn, so they just
Yeah.
ran with that shit.
Yeah,
That's,
but-
Nina Simone they
that's
ass.
some white people
Kind
shit right
of sort of. But no, like that's some stuff that I've been listening to, and like hearing all of these different elements and seeing like, oh shit, like there's so many ways to combine ideas. And me personally, I don't think anyone has original thoughts, right? I think
No.
we all have the same thoughts that humans have had for, millions of
Eons.
years, right? We're just processing them in our unique environment, and we're expressing them in our unique way from our lived experiences, right? But that being said, our experiences are unique. So we can say these thoughts that everyone has and put them in our own flair and combine all these different genres or express it in a unique energy or tell these stories of hardship in a way that resonates with people who maybe haven't felt those stories of hardship before,
Yeah.
And I think that's something the Goons do a really, really incredible job of, because y'all have 10 people, and everyone I talk to about y'all, I say, even though it's 10 people and they all are very clearly their own individuals, they have their own individual styles, when they come together, it's still this cohesive sound. And I mean, it has to be connection, right? Like I think that's the way that it has to come about, and I think you really hear that. And now I'm just excited to see what y'all are doing next, really, and hearing what y'all are doing also as individuals too, because I feel like, and maybe, like y'all's input, do you feel that the group aspect also fuels the individual
1,000,000%.
motivation.
Every time I see one of these niggas do something, I be mad as a motherfucker. Every time I see these niggas do some shit, I'll be ready to hate on their ass. I'll be like, oh, nigga, whatever, nigga, I can do it too. I get what? You made it on the interview? Ah, nigga.
Nah.
But at the same time, it's like, yeah, I'm also hella proud of my dudes because, like I said, this shit started from fucking a dream that I had when I was like 16, just trying to be a cool ass kid who knew how to freestyle in like high school, and like everybody was like, "You're the dopest nigga out here because you can rap the best." And I was like, "All right, well, I'm gonna take that energy somewhere else and see if I can do it there too."
Just kept doing that shit.
Yeah, and that's just the energy that we all hold. Like we all want to be the greatest artists in the world. I think so, at least. At least that's my goal. That's his goal. That's Josh's goal. I know that's my nigga goal. He want to be the beast.
I'm gonna be the best me, man.
Exactly, bro. He finna be the biggest beast.
Oh yeah.
Not a size thing.
It's not a size thing.
It's a vision beyond eyes thing.
Yeah, it's a perception thing.
Sorry.
That was hard. That was a good one.
Damn, I wish I could say cool shit like that. Fuck, damn it, bro.
Cover it.
I'm not that cool off the muscle. Shit.
Shit, yeah, I don't acapella rap, y'all. That's the one thing Star don't do. I can't. I don't though.
No spoken word.
Nah,
No Jill
I
Scott.
just don't do it. I don't know why, but that's also what I was like, kind of referring to with like mixing these things. Cause like I sing, like I do a lot more than just rap and get on stage and yell at niggas. Like I do a lot more. So I want to show that shit for sure.
Nah, and that versatility, I feel y'all have that. And like when you are on Nico's song, you're singing, I was like, where the hell did this come from? You know what I mean?
Hell yeah,
And,
hell yeah.
But yeah, like, do y'all also inspire each other to evolve and find those, like, hey, maybe I think I'm not that good at this yet, but oh, he's doing something that I think this aspect of me would sound good on
Very
if I
much
can
so,
if I can
bro.
work on it.
Yeah,
Very
I have it
much so.
subconsciously. If
hell yeah. I think
Nah, right, y'all like very much so, bro. When we're in the studio, y'all have given me insight on things, bro. Sometimes, like, well, I'll come to y'all something. I'm trying to remember which one it was, but I came to y'all with, I think it was Slaves to the Game or Two Yogurt, shout out Wit on the beat, instrument. But I had two different ways I could go with this verse, and I rapped both of them at y'all, and y'all were like, bro, like this one had more feeling to it, and it gives more of the vibe we're looking for. And I was like, all right, bet. And it's like the word choice or the way it was delivered. I can't remember exactly what it was right now, but Lace on Open Season. And when I started Open Season, I said, when I wrote, I'm fractured. Should I stay with the rapture? And Blaze was like, bro, you should just say fractured. Bro, we perform that shit, and I just say fractured. Bro, like million times, like
yeah, it definitely spazzes. It goes down.
and I use that too. Like I move forward with using that a little more here and there, Like it changes, evolved me into who I am. When I started with y'all, I was not who I am today.
That's real.
Shit, you even took my advice on the ad-libs for Twisted. The twisted, like that part.
When I did,
Like I remember, I remember we was in the car just listening to that shit, and I did that shit, and you was like, should I do that shit? And I was like, yeah, nigga, you should do that shit.
I didn't do it. I recorded it, but we got to get in with Dylan and finish that because it's way too loud.
This is like, nah.
But nah, I would say that
Stop working, we're working.
I would say the takeaway that I pull from all of the Goonz is normally it's normally the individuality that comes from them. Like I like each Goon for a different reason. It's the reason I chose them. Like for Beast, I like the fact that he can chop shit. Like that's my favorite shit ever. When that nigga raps and he's just like that's just crazy to me. Cause like I be trying to hit that hoe and I'm still kind of getting nice at it. But like he has the mechanism to chop and I love that shit. My nigga Star, that's the bro. DZ to the motherfucker. You know what it is, you nigga. That nigga, he the only nigga who challenges me as tough as I challenge myself sometimes. So having somebody like that just around is just like dope to have a keep in perspective that like, all right, nigga, he's trying to be the best too. You know what I'm saying? And then
Real shit.
my nigga Maze, he taught me how to get outside the box.
Me
Hella.
too, bro.
He destroyed the box.
That nigga
There is no box in here.
What
that
box?
nigga
What
destroyed the
box?
box real. That nigga, there is no box, no ceiling, no floor.
He jumped
That
out the
nigga's
box.
he's just traveling through space and time. That's the way I like to call his flow. He just going.
You don't know where
You don't know where he
or where he'll go, but he'll be.
he gonna be there somewhere in that bitch. He gonna find it, and you gonna find him. That's why I fuck with Maze. That nigga Josh, he just has star power, like a level of star power that almost
Shit.
like rivals the Goonz just by himself. Which I was like, well, nigga, you got to join because I'm not gonna go against you like that. Can't beat him, join him, nigga. Can't beat him, force him to join you.
Force him to join you.
That nigga Josh, he's
Like
a
5 goons pull up.
natural hit maker. At least in the like, he knows how to get a room to move. Like above all else, he knows how to get people moving, and that's the thing that I took from him. My nigga Born, I ain't gonna lie, I take a lot of his drip since when I first
Hey, that's real.
when I first seen that nigga, I never heard him rap. I just liked the way he dressed. I was like, you enjoying?
That's great.
Off the fashion.
He said, "You finna be our fashion. You finna be our fashion designer."
Crazy.
I was like,
And it's like, oh shit, you rap too?
yeah.
Damn, now we gotta find another.
I would have
nigga
chose
to do
Nico off
fashion.
the swag too.
Drip that cosmic.
Nico, he
That's
has cosmic drip too. I chose him off of his swag and his deep ass voice and his fucking flow. Like
His melody.
he's just so unique within his own box that like he's going to blow up regardless of like whatever he like. As long as he's black, tall, and bald, I think he's gonna blow. So like, I don't think we got to worry about him. But that's why I added him because we were in the studio at Spitshine. We walked in during his sesh. He was finishing what was he finishing? He was doing
You look so bad.
yeah, he was doing bad at that time. Crazy, bro. I remember hearing that shit and being like,
We dance in the studio. We don't even know this nigga.
oh God.
We just dance in the studio like, ooh, who's this
You
nigga? in the
look
booth?
so bad.
This nigga comes out. He just like, I appreciate y'all dancing to my shit. What are y'all names? And we fucking dapped up, told each other names and shit. Then we started talking about One Piece. And we was locked in.
Yeah, once we
Like-
started talking about One Piece, he's like, yeah, I'll be Sanji. I'm like, say
God.
less.
That was the
Say
third
less.
member.
Yeah.
That's how that boy
Because
got
of
on
third
Twisted too. That's how he got on Twisted. I heard his voice on Open Season. I was like, oh, he's fourth for Twisted.
Yeah,
Right there.
That dude's voice is just special.
Yeah.
He could be a Temptation or some shit.
That's funny.
He could be motherfucking. He could be the low nigga on the. Oh, head ass nigga.
What about Wit?
My nigga Wick,
It's like
he just
that.
make the beats, bro.
Like-
That nigga make the coolest beats in the world. That nigga make the coolest beats in the world. That nigga don't even gotta do nothing special outside of just making them alchemist ass beats.
That nigga makes me want to be
Wit is a
myself.
chemist, bro.
Yeah,
like,
bro. Wit
Wit locks himself.
That nigga
inspires
in the
me
studio
to be
making
the fuck
beats,
myself.
bro.
Like,
Like,
he's the probably
what you
like one of
doing?
the most
I'm
dedicated
cooking up.
like
I'm
workers, nigga.
Cooking up.
That nigga work,
Work,
and
bro.
like when he not working on music, he at work.
Oh, God.
So it's like, damn, nigga,
No days off.
no days off.
off.
That's what I'll say I admire Wit for his fucking like work ethic is diabolical. This nigga can finish like
This nigga too.
12 beats. His fucking
Craziest
willingness
work ethic
to
in the rap
get
game.
somewhere is crazy as well. Like,
No, he was telling us the story about Hill, where he was like, I was at the studio till 4 a.m, got home at 7.
Put 2 boulders on my shoulder and walked home. Lifted a mountain, carried a pickup truck. Yeah.
in the snow.
Pretty much. But yeah, man, like Blaze. We didn't say anything about Blaze. It's,
That nigga Blaze is just, he has an effect. Blaze has the Blaze
Positive,
effect.
like that.
He's just really
Infinite
positive.
drive, like
you can't knock his
Infinite
positivity.
positive drive.
Yeah.
he's that one nigga that no matter what, you can tell him his music is
And
terrible.
He'd be like, it's okay, bro. It's gonna be even
gonna
better when I come back.
He's never gonna stop. He's the lightning
Blaze
bolt.
is,
He's never
Blaze
gonna
is the
stop.
biggest
Yeah.
supporter, bro.
That's the
Yeah.
lightning bolt of the group. That's the
The
fucking.
light.
That's the like.
Biggest supporter
That's the
of everybody.
yeah.
Sometimes that nigga over believe in the potential of what the fuck we got going on, but sometimes you need that. That delusion is key. I was listening.
We can't over believe at the stage we at. We need this.
Nigga,
Nigga, we need this money. Ain't no over believe.
Like don't look at it as delusion, like imagination, man. Like,
Yeah,
very vivid imagination.
That
Let's do
nigga's
shit.
imagination is incredible.
Manifest
And his ability to connect with people.
Yeah,
like
that's what
he
I'm
can
saying,
make
that
friends
Blaze
with
effect.
anybody. Like he can make friends with anybody, but Blaze can make friends with this fucking cup.
Blaze will have a conversation with a rock for like 2 hours.
On God,
Swear
he's
to
gonna,
God.
like
this is not hate on Blaze.
No, this is how
this is a
We love Blaze.
I can't do that.
Blaze-
I wish I
can't.
could.
Yeah,
nah. And I think y'all's personalities definitely mesh in that sense that y'all all bring the best out of each other, and y'all are all kind of navigating the flow of the world because we can't fight against that ocean. You know what I mean? We just got to swim with it, and
Go
y'all
fuck, get crushed.
locked each other up. Y'all got each other's back, and
Yeah,
that's
it's like a
that's dope
raft.
as hell. Yeah, y'all are y'all's own life raft. It's
Rat
dope
king.
as shit. Rat king. Nah, but so what's next for the Goonz? What y'all trying to do? We're almost at the end of this year. Obviously, we just had a whole lot of bullshit with the election and all that trash. We all got struggles. We all got problems. But what's next for the Goonz in 2025?
EP coming soon. 2025. That shit finna come at top of 2025. Expected around March or fucking May.
Shout out Invasion Tape.
Invasion tapes. You know what I'm saying? Then from there we're just checking the scene. Whoever comes to us, let's get active. Let's work. You know, we're always open to make moves, make things bigger for the community. That's what we came here to do. Push it our way. We'll send it the way you want it to go. And yeah, pretty much our moves are just continuing to take over.
All right.
That's
Invasion.
it. Invasion.
That sounds like
Yeah.
Full over.
Right.
Yeah. That's all we hope to do is to show that real hip hop is still alive wherever we can. Push towards more venues that haven't had hip hop out here. Mm-hmm.
Trying to convert some people.
It's all love.
Set a bar obviously for the hip hop that comes after, you know.
Yeah.
Word. Nah, I appreciate that because Austin, I think it needed a well-traveled person, well-traveled people, because Austin's kind of very insular, and even people within Austin don't know about Austin. You know what I mean? Like those people from West Austin, they don't know what the fuck is going on in Northeast Austin or Del Valley or Maynard. Like that's and vice versa the same. Like that it's like another planet. And so for some SpaceGoonz to come land here
Yes, sir.
and say, look, there is so much of the world out there, and it also exists here in this city. We're on a ley line, you know what I mean, of creativity, live music capital of the world.
Yeah.
And yeah, like y'all are popping it off. And so I'm so excited to see what y'all are gonna do in the future, and hopefully we can keep tapping in and keep having these conversations.
You know, of course.
Figuring out how to work with the community, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Any last shout outs y'all want to shout out? Any last words? We'll start with Shaad. Shaad, you go ahead. Hit that camera up.
I'm gonna shout out CHHK for Fresh Fridays and getting us on that.
Yeah, man.
Shout out,
Shout out CHHK for getting us on South by as well, man.
So
Can't overlook that.
Shout out my grandfather and my grandmother.
Real. Rest in peace to Big Beast.
yeah.
No doubt.
Shout out the fam.
All I gotta say is shit. Shout out my baby girl Soul. Shout out my brother Taki and shit. He who walks a night on the way.
Real. Hell yeah. Shout out the community. Shout out my nigga Sammy Sus for giving me a ride here.
Oh God. So, bro, 100 times.
We're gonna talk to him soon. We're gonna talk to
That's
him
community.
soon.
100 years.
Shout out 5, you know what I'm saying, for holding it down per usual, bringing the nugs through, and the brother don't got that.
Shout out to the Rock Voices.
Shout out all the. There's too many niggas to shout out. I love everyone, bro.
Shout out the gods,
my
man.
mom.
Shout
I love
out
my
life. Shout out my girl. Motherfucking shout out the goons who ain't here. Shout out the goons who are here.
Shout out the cameraman.
Real spill.
Shout out Jeremiah.
Shout out Jeremiah.
Yeah, you know what
Real
I'm
spill.
saying?
Real spill. Shout out my niece.
Got
For real, shout out to the whole
Shout out
community,
to
man.
you, man.
Everybody
Shout out
showing
to
love.
fucking space, bro. Thank you for having us, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's fucking beautiful.
Amazing.
For sure.
Thank
For sure. For sure.
Joshua Goonandez, he in the building.
Be the next member. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all. And that's a wrap.